Yo, what is up? It is your boy Skywalker OG coming at you with another Rise of Kingdoms video, and today we are going to be discussing how to optimize our kills on the field or in rallies when we are leading them or when we're just being on the field, obviously. This is going to be a video to tell you that all these steps that I take to make sure that I am doing everything to give my troops, my commanders, the highest buffs to get me the most kills that I potentially can. And to start that off with, we are going to go up into our profile here, click on our commanders, and then set our drill master, our iron guard, our Knighthead, and our charge captain. Charge captain is for your rallies. Your Knighthead is troop defense, troop health, Iron Guard is troop health, and Drill Master is troop attack. So what I personally like to do is put all my squishy commanders like Artemisia or Edward. I know Artemisia is a little bit more tanky, but my Artemisia or my Edward, and I like to give them a little bit extra health or troop defense. And then I like to put my attack on one of my tankier marches. Guan obviously is nukier, but I would go out to say that Guan Alex is a little tankier than an Artemisia YSG and Edward Tamiris. So that's why I use this kind of setup for my commanders. Again though, you do need to make sure that at least 3 of your commanders are up here when you are on the open field. Obviously you have your charge captain for rallies. Mine's just Minna right now because I'm not rallying anything, and I'd rather have my boost on my open field troops, to where I would have my Guan as my charge knight, or my Edward, or my Tamiris, or my Artemisius. One of those would be my charge captain, but at the moment these are my open fields, so this is what I'm using. Obviously the second thing you need to make sure you are doing is make sure you have your attack or defense enhancement on. A 10% is much better. When you are going out onto the field, troop capacity buff is very key. If you are bringing more numbers to the field than an enemy and you're using T5, they're using T5, if you have the same commander, same setup, you're going to beat that the troop march that you are attacking if you have the more troops in your army. So obviously you need to make sure you're using an expansion. If you have them, every single time you're able to use them, that is a huge factor in getting trades off on the open field. Going to your circles, Hurions, Lost Temples, Ziggurat, whatever you're in for either KVK or Home Kingdom, and grabbing your runes here. I prefer any of the health or defense runes. Obviously we're going all health on the open field because this would be a rune that I would pick up. You can pick up the March Speed one and the attack. I prefer to pick up the health because health is one of the bonuses or the buffs in the game that are just very hard to obtain. It's very hard to stack on the open field. Numbers win. You need more health and defense because you have no reinforcement marches into your marches. Your marches are the troops that go out, so making sure that they stay healthy is key and paramount to winning on the open field. Stacking health and defense is definitely the way to go on the open field for any of your marches. You can do like a Richard march, something that's very tanky, or a Constantine, something that's like very tanky but low damage, and you can stack attack on that because obviously it's already naturally tanky. But again, I personally think that for open field, and I get better results for open field with stacking health or defense buffs on all my marches. And again, that's because your marches are what they are when they go out. They don't get any bigger except for healing buffs, but again, you're not gonna like over heal if you're fighting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 marches at a time. So yeah, I mean, you can't reinforce your marches on the field. So health and defense is definitely the way to go on the open field. Make sure on your commander pairings, when you are picking for the open field, you try to put out obviously your best commanders like Fat Alex, but you need to put some AoE on the back end. You really want to bring a lot of AoE in all of your marches if you're really trying to pick up the most amount of kills on the field as you possibly can. Yes, you are going to have swishier marches, but if you are able to control your marches, obviously if you have a lot of lag issues, I mean, that is what it is. You might want to go a tankier route, but if you're able to control your marches, having AoE is going to benefit you on the open field every single time because of the AoE factor, because you're hitting more marches than just one. No matter how much damage one march does, it's not going to do more damage than an AoE march that's hitting every single march around you, especially like a YSG. Even an Ethelflaed on the back end, she's going to pick up a lot of AoE value. So in a murder ball situation or in a really big group team fight, you really want to bring a lot of AoE on the back end of your commanders if you are trying to just pick up a lot of open field kills. That is one of the key factors to picking up a lot of open field kills, is AoE commanders and its expansions, like we've already said. Obviously, going to our commanders, making sure we have our gear set up before we send our commanders out. That is also a very huge deal now. You need to make sure you have, at bare minimum, blue gear on all your commanders that you're sending out onto the field. If you have absolutely no gear on your commander that you are sending to the field, on the primary commander, because that's the only one that counts, you are going to get completely dog walked and slapped. Your commander is not going to do well. It doesn't matter if you have Guan Herald. It doesn't matter if you have the best commanders for open fielding at the moment. It doesn't matter the meta. If you do not have gear, you are going to get slapped. You need to make sure that you are using gear. And again, I do recommend stacking defense or health if you are on the open field. Attack is good for rallies, but again, that's only if your alliance is able to keep that rally topped off. If your alliance is very slow to reinforce, again, health and defense is going to do a lot better for you. Let's see, I believe that would be our last thing besides the skin. Obviously, when we're doing our skins, this one's an archer health skin, so it's a negative cav health. I do not run any cavs on the open field when I run this skin. Whatever skin that you use, if you're using anything that negatives a specific troop type, you want to try to stay away from that specific troop type that you're getting the negative buff on, and try to use, like, I have a negative cavs, so I'm using 3 to 4 archer marches and then 1 to 2 infantry marches to fill in. I definitely don't want to use any cav marches because health, again, is one of the hardest buffs to obtain in the game, and negativing my cav health, which calves already have a very low health, is not something that is going to help me on the field. So again, I do not use cavalry whenever I have this skin on. That is a huge tip that I would like people to start doing in my alliance personally, because I see it all the time where players are using cav skins that's negative on archers, and they're still using all 3 different troop types. Well, that archer that you're sending out, you might as well not even send them out, because it's not helping you in any sort of way. You're negative buffing on it. I guarantee you're getting bad trades every single time you hit something with it, unless you're hitting a march that has substantially low troops in it, or you just have insanely god tier gear on it. Then I can see the argument there. But again, if you don't, which usually they don't, because if you do have that kind of gear, you usually have a skill damage skin, you usually have, you're running specific troops, you know, you're a spender, you have your account set up for that. But anyways, guys, this is how I optimize my kills. So whenever I get the message in game or a PM saying, why are you getting better kills, or why is your report better than mine, what gear do you have, or my buffs, my attack buffs higher, blah blah blah, this is why. Are you going through making sure you're setting up your commanders? Are you grabbing a rune from the temple, from the circle, from the ziggurat, whatever? Are you making sure that you have your attack buffs on, your defense buffs on? Are you making sure you have your expansions on? Do you have all your gear on? Do you have your commander set up in your profile tab? If you ran through all of these checklists and you have the same gear set up that I do or better, you will get more kills than I do. If you're showing me a screenshot where you have the same gear that I have and you or you have better gear than I have, but you're getting worse trades on literally the same people that we are attacking, and they're targeting me and not you, then you're doing something wrong. You're either not grabbing a rune, you're not grabbing a buff, you're not setting your commanders up. There's something that you are doing wrong. You need to go ahead, relook at this video, rewind it, replay it, and figure out exactly what you have going down. And again, like I said, open field, I definitely recommend buffing all the health and defense as you possibly can. And yeah, I mean, it's a little short video, but I hope this helps you. I hope this is a good refresher to everyone, because I know a lot of this stuff people forget about, especially the commanders on the profile screen. I forget about that myself a lot of the times, and it really does, that 1% or 1% attack or 1% health, or the 1% health and 1% defense, that is a really good buff to have whenever the enemy doesn't. You know what I mean? Like if the enemy forgets to select it and you have it on, that's a win. If you have the exact same setup versus the exact same setup and that's the only difference, you're gonna win. So I mean, just keep that in mind, guys. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you hit the like, I hope you hit the subscribe, and let me know how I'm doing, and I appreciate it. Peace.